Episode 4, Horror Story, Let Us In, The Legend of the Black-Eyed Children. Across online forums, paranormal podcasts, and late-night conversations, a strange phenomenon has spread like a plague over the past 2 decades. It has no clear origin, nor is it an ancient monster. It is a modern fear, and it always begins the same way, with a knock on the door. They are called the Black-Eyed Children. The stories vary in their details, but the core is always the same. The victim is usually alone at night, in a space that is supposed to be safe, their home or a parked car. The children, often a pair, appear from somewhere in the darkness. They look to be between 8 and 16 years old, dressed in simple, sometimes slightly outdated clothing. Their voices are strange. They are articulate and adult-like, yet devoid of emotion. They will offer a plausible reason to be let inside. "Please let us in, we're lost," or "Our parents' car broke down, can we come in and use your phone?" Every victim reports the same feeling. An immediate, irrational wave of fear washes over them. It is not the normal anxiety of encountering a stranger. It is a primal terror, a red alert siren in your brain screaming, "Danger!" Your body wants to slam the door shut, but there is something in their voice, an insistent pressure, that makes you hesitate. It feels as if refusing them would be a terrible mistake. And then you look into their eyes. That is when the fear turns into a nightmare. They have no sclera, no iris, no pupil, just 2 solid black pits, as deep and soulless as a shark's eyes. They swallow all light and reflect back a dead emptiness. One of the earliest and most famous documented stories comes from a journalist named Brian Bethel in Texas in 1996. One night he was sitting in his car in a deserted parking lot when 2 boys approached him. "Hey, mister," one of them said, tapping lightly on the glass. "We have a problem." Brian rolled his window down slightly, a sense of unease growing. The boy explained that they wanted to see a movie, but had left their money at home, and they needed a ride. The boy's words were persuasive, but the fear inside Brian was escalating. He felt his own hand, as if controlled by an unseen force, moving toward the door lock. "I can't," Brian stammered, trying to fight the strange compulsion. "I just can't." The boys' patience vanished. Their expressions turned to anger. "We can't come in unless you invite us," the other boy snarled, his words no longer sounding like a child's. "Let us in!" In the dim light of the parking lot, Brian finally looked directly into their eyes, and he froze. They were completely, utterly black. Panicked, Brian slammed on the gas and sped away. When he looked in his rearview mirror, he saw no one. The parking lot was empty, as if the 2 boys had never existed. Since then, hundreds of similar stories have emerged. A woman who told of 2 children standing on her porch during a blizzard, wearing no coats, just repeating the phrase, "Our mom will be here soon. Please, let us wait inside." Another man who described being hypnotized on the verge of opening his door for a black-eyed girl before his dog's frantic barking and lunging at the door snapped him back to reality. The most frightening thing about this legend isn't gore or violence, it's the violation of basic social rules. We are taught to help children in distress, but these children use that very instinct against us. They turn compassion into a trap. No one knows what they are. Demons, aliens, some entity from another dimension, and the most terrifying question remains unanswered. What happens if you actually open the door and let them in? No story ever tells that part, perhaps because the ones who did are no longer around to tell it. So if one day you hear a knock on your door late at night, Look carefully through the peephole before you open it, because sometimes danger doesn't come in the form of a monster, but as a child with eyes as deep as the night.